Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Dora the Fluid Crafter, and this morning we are going to be binding signatures, sewing signatures. So I wanted to take this opportunity to use the kit that my friend Linda made for me, that we had spoken about my grief journal, and so I wanted to start putting that together. And I figured, why not just turn the camera on while I'm binding it in case someone doesn't know how to do it, or if they're maybe having issues with it, I can show how I do it. Is it perfect? Absolutely not, but that's okay. It's just how I do it, and that's all right. So I'm gonna have two signatures, and so let's get started with the binding, and then we can kind of go through the pages. So first thing is, I like to just kind of get it all as even as I can. I am not the type of person that minds if it's not even. I kind of like my personal journals like that. If I'm making one for someone else, I will put binder clips and I will hold it sturdy. But for my personal one this time, I'm not going to do that. So I wanted to show you guys a quick and easy way. Just let me get my string ready so when I need it, I can use it. I am just using a thin twine. It's like a cotton string. I got it off of Amazon, and it was not very expensive, so I actually got quite a few rolls of them at one time. Now I have a knot in my string. Only when you're on camera, right? Okay, I think I got it. Nope, now there is a knot. Okay, there we go. We got it. All right. So that will be the end. Okay, got that laid out. Here is my needle. I use tapestry needles. They even have ones that are curved, like a C or a U. Those are also very cool to use if you like those. I use my little pokey tool. I do have an owl tool. I think it's called an awl tool. I say owl, like the bird, but that's okay. You can also use one of those. The awl tool actually gets thicker as it goes up. This one does not, and I like this one because then that means that as I'm going through thicker pages, the inside pages are not getting ripped too far open, if that makes sense. It stays at this this size. So I just get my pages about where I want them. I lay it flat like this, and I put my hand on the back first. I go in to find where the center is. Which is here, and I stick my hand in the middle to hold those bottom pages in place. I put my hand like this. I kind of turn it towards me. I take my pokey tool, and you probably can't see it very well, but I line it up where I want it at the top. We're just going to do a simple 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and so I'll show you on the outside. So I'm just going in about right here on the inside so that the pokey tool comes out about right here. I'm going to lay it flat on my paper, and I'm going to push this flat. So when the needle comes out, it comes out on the spine of the paper and not like kind of like at an angle, if that makes sense. And then you have your little pokey tool that comes out right there. And so that will be your first hole. And I hope I'm in focus here for you guys. Okay. Then with it still settled in the same spot without it moving, I pull that out and I go to the center, which will probably be right around here somewhere. Same thing, I pull it back out, and then I come down to the bottom, which is going to be about right here somewhere. And then I push it through. I keep a hold of my paper, take my pokey tool, and I put it back through the center. I don't push it any further. This is just to hold the paper where I wanted it while I get my needle and my string ready. Now, I know you're probably saying, well, why didn't you do that before you poked your holes? And I normally do, but this is for people who may forget or may not have everything out. There's a way around that. If you forget your needle, oh my gosh, I can't find my needle, forgot to grab my needle, just put your pokey tool in the center of your book and keep it there, and your pages won't move. Now I'm going to cut the end of this off again so it's not so twisted. And I want to show you a trick. And my fingers are all inked up and stuff, so you have to excuse them. If you take your string and you fold it so you have your tip here, if you grab that and fold it in half in your fingers, and you'll have this little loop. You guys can see that little loop, okay? Take that little loop and put it in between your fingers to where you can just barely see it, like that, okay? Take your needle where the eye is. Put the eye over top like this and just wiggle it back and forth, and the thread goes up through the eye. You don't ever have to worry about taking that end and trying to put it through the needle. This is why I like using needles that have big eyes on them. Okay, so now since we have two signatures, I grabbed out a lot of string. So you can start at the top, you can start at the bottom. If you want to put dangles on it, I would suggest putting it at the top, starting at the top. Let me move my paper back. And this way you have your tie on the inside. Me personally, I'm going to start on the outside because I want my tie to be on the outside because I will be putting this into a cover. So I want it to be on the outside, not on the inside, because I'm not going to be putting any charms in between the pages. So I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to keep my pokey tool in place until I get this first one here. Okay. And I hope you guys can see this. And so I'm just going to pull it through, the string through. And hopefully without knotting it up again. And I did it the wrong way. It's supposed to go the other way. See? See? Always when you're on camera. Okay, let's try this again. Keeping your pokey tool in the middle so it doesn't go anywhere. On the outside is where I'm going. Sorry, I know. Did it backwards, but that's okay. It's all good. Because you know what? We all struggle sometimes, right? We all struggle sometimes. And we all need to learn the best way we know how. And it's important for other people to see that you're not alone. We all struggle sometimes. So, and here's my morning of struggle. I think it just might be too early in the morning for me. Okay, so we're going to pull this through, and I am going to leave a tail as long as my book here, just to ensure that I have plenty of tying space. Okay, and this way, if it accidentally gets pulled, it's, you know, I have plenty of maneuver room. Okay, so now I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to go through the middle where the pokey tool is. So I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to put this through the middle. And I'm not going to pull it too tight, but just a little, because this is still open. And then I'm going to go through the bottom. Let me get this bottom lined up here again. Hold on just a second. And I'm using my pokey tool to guide me here to keep the pages nice and flat. Okay, and then once I get to this stage, I take the top and bottom and I just pull a little bit just to kind of tighten that up, even out the lines, or the pages. And then we just go back through the middle. Trying to keep all this string here from tangling up again. And then now I could pull that tight. Okay, and then this is where we tie it. So I want to just pull up an even amount here with that one and cut it off. And then I'm just going to tie it shut. I'm going to pull it tight, and then I'm going to ensure the inside is nice and tight and flush on the inside, and then tie it off. And I always tie it 3 times just to make sure that it's not going anywhere. And then with my ends, I just clip them down. And I save that string for something else. And then there we have. Now our pages are nice and together. Okay, there's one. So now let's do the second one. And then I'm just going to do the same thing. Okay. Okay, just making sure my pages are flush here. I'll start at the top. And then I'm going to put the pokey tool back in the middle to hold it flush until I get this over here. And this time I have remembered to go through the back. And so we're going to do that first while the pokey tool is in the middle. again, I am just going to line this up at the bottom to give myself enough space. I'm going to remove that, put this through the center. Pull it snug, go through the bottom. Pull these two snug. Pull it back through the center. Even up my width. Put that to the side. Pull them nice and tight. Check that the center is nice and smooth. And then tie it off. And this way, this time I'm going to do it like this to show you that for some people it might be easier to do it flat. Putting your finger on it and holding the knot can sometimes help too. At least it does for me. And I know sometimes your book moves around so much it's hard to even get it where you want it, right? Okay. Then cut those off and voila. 2 sewn in signatures. And so now these are bound and they won't come apart now, so that is wonderful. But before we put them in the book, I wanted to show you guys what I've done here. And we'll go through the first one together. And so I just took the print for the first section here. And I kept these white. I didn't double layer because if I wanted to write or if I wanted to put a picture or something like that, I could do those things. So I just want to do a quick flip through. This paper here is actually manila paper. It is so pretty. And it's not even vintage, but it's got that manila handmade look to it, and it's just gorgeous. It goes so well with this. So I just took my pinking shears and went around most of the pages. Some of them I ripped, so I just wanted to kind of have a different look. Just a quick flip through here, and I hope you guys can see this. And then in the center is an open spot. And I like this because it's, you know, it helps me to write down memories and help me get my emotions and feelings out without holding them all in. And so I really am looking forward to working in this and making one for my mom. Okay, and there's that one. This one is pretty much the same. So it has the writing area. This one actually has like the notes and the weekly thing and, you know, moving on, prayers for the day, and things to do, stuff like that. So I was telling you guys, me and my brother was going to go into business together. So, you know, this could be, you know, the second chapter of moving on. And I think that is, and in the center of this one is the butterflies. So I think that is going to help a lot with getting myself back into the routine, back into what it was that we were going to do together. And then on the end here it says, "This is what I have to say to you." And so I can take this whole space here and write something to him about the goals that I've reached, or what I'm working on, or whatever, you know. So I think that's great. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little binding tip, and I hope you guys will check out the next video. And I will go ahead and put this into a cover, and I will go ahead and start working on it. I'll do some journal with me things, probably with just music, and I'll see you guys soon. Be crafty, stay blessed. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like this video, and I will see you soon. Bye bye now.